Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing today? Happy 2023. I will call our January 2023 Staff Senate meeting to order and begin with calling the roll. Senator Basham. Present. Regent Brinkley is on his way. He had another meeting just wrapping up. I'm here. Senator Kanzler. Present. Senator Cato. Senator Crow.
Present.
Senator Gilbert. Present. Senator Hopwood. Senator Inglis.
Present.
Senator Johnson. She's soon with us.
Present.
Senator Jones.
Present.
Senator Moran.
Present.
Senator Pritchard.
Present.
Senator Purdy.
Present.
Senator Robertson.
Present.
Senator Salmon.
Present.
Senator Thomas. Senator Vanderpool.
Present.
Senator Vincent.
Present.
And Senator Waller. With that, we will move on to the approval of the agenda for this meeting. I'd like to accept that by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, we'll consider that to be approved. Next, we'll move on to the approval of our prior monthly meeting minutes. I'd like to also accept that by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? We will consider those to be approved. Next, we will move on to our Christopher Ware Staff Star Awards. Senator Vincent.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Just want to say that the Christopher Ware Award was created to recognize staff members across the university. This is one of my favorite parts of the mornings when we have our meetings. So our first Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Mary Beth Hunt. Mary Beth is an advising associate for the Advising and Career Development Center at WKU. I'm going to go ahead and read what her nominator had to say. Mary Beth Hunt is an outstanding coworker, mentor, and resource to the ACDC advisors within the College of Health and Human Services. In our CHHS advising team, Mary Beth stepped up and led the team during a difficult time in which we did not have a senior advisor, going above and beyond to complete tasks outside her normal advising role. Most of our advising team is very new, so we turn to Mary Beth frequently for guidance as she is the most experienced advisor on the team. Although all of us at CHHS advisors have large caseloads of students, Mary Beth continuously answers questions and guides the new advisors in the right direction regarding program requirements, advising strategies, and overall best support our students. She is a student-centered professional who goes above and beyond for her students, but she also knows how to support a team, and she deserves to be recognized for her consistent efforts. I am honored to work alongside Mary Beth, and I aspire to be the kind, supportive professional that she is. Also speaking on behalf is Marissa Bryant, who is the Associate Director of the Advising and Career Development Center.
Hello, everyone. So I have worked with Mary Beth for the last several years, and it has been such a privilege to work with her. Just as in the nomination said, she is definitely all of those things. When I think about Mary Beth, I think the thing that comes to mind is just how genuine, kind, and caring she is. She is always willing to go above and beyond in every interaction that she has with everybody. And that might be students or coworkers, but it's whoever she comes in contact with, whether they're in our department, across campus. I think she's a great representative of just kind of what the spirit of WKU is. She's always willing to, like I said, just go above and beyond and do everything she can to make a positive impact on our campus and in our community. So we are super grateful that she is part of our team. We can't thank her enough. She's a huge asset to the Advising and Career Development Center, and she's a huge asset to WKU in general. We're so glad you are part of WKU.
Our next Staff Star Award goes to Amelia Cole, who is the Assistant Director of Student Activities. Speaking on her behalf is Andrew Resch.
Here's what I wrote. Vinnie Kolb is an outstanding asset to WKU through her hard work, student-centeredness, and ability to connect with anybody. Our office is down 2 positions. We're actually down 1 now, but I wrote this last semester. We were down 2 positions. One of which would be a colleague that works with leadership and volunteers. Amelia has worked incredibly hard to the point that no one would notice that we were even down staffed. Amelia is never one to complain and always displays a positive temperament. Amelia is also a Pied Piper in that students look up to her and seek her mentorship. She is connectable to so many diverse groups of people and has the innate ability to connect with people in a positive way. So if you're seeing her office, you're seeing all types of people going to her office, males, females, all races, everything. Everybody connects well with Amelia. She's great. I can think of no better representative for this honor. So Amelia, thank you.
Our final Christopher Ware Staff Star Award goes to Emmeline Esper. Emmeline was unfortunately not able to be here today. She's the coordinator of student services in the Dean of Students Office. I'm going to go ahead and read what her nominator wrote. Emmeline goes above and beyond every day. She provides excellent customer service to everyone who walks in and calls the Dean of Students Office. In addition, she provides a tremendous wraparound services to our WKU students. She assists our students with the academic, financial, career, personal concerns, and building directions. When a student, parent, or DSU visitors find their way to the DOS office, which they often do, Emmeline will stop what she is doing and walk the individual to their desired location. Emmeline also makes sure the DOS office runs smoothly. She is an excellent multitasker and ensures that needs are met and awesome services are always provided. On behalf of Staff Senate, we thank you, Emmeline, and appreciate all that you do to them for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will move on to our officer, committee, and staff regent reports, and we'll begin with the communications report. Senator Benson.
No report.
No report.
Thanks.
Next, we have treasurer, Senator Purdy.
For the E&G index, the starting and ending balance is $1,462.40. For the Staff Senate Excellence Fund, the starting balance was $1,759.87, with additions of $18.35, bringing it to an ending balance of $1,778.22. And the Book Scholarship Fund, the starting and ending balance is $1,525.04.
All right, thank you. Next, we have technology, Senator Gilbert. No report. Next is secretary, Senator Johnson.
No report, thank you.
Next, vice chair, Senator Basham.
No report. He wasn't able to meet last month.
And then for the chair report, I'm happy to report, as you may have seen, that the Board of Regents approved the version or a similar version of what the DEC proposed in terms of a one-time payment at their December meeting. And so Andrea was nice enough yesterday. She gave me an update, and those payments, I believe, are going to appear for most of the eligible employees at the end of January. Andrea, if you want to give some detail on that.
Yeah, so happy New Year, everyone. One-time payments are scheduled for those eligible, meeting the eligible guidelines, so there's a salary, the threshold, as well as a higher date of July 1st, 2022. But everybody will see those on their last January paycheck, so for bi-weekly, that will be the 27th of the month, and for semi-monthly and monthly, that will be the 31st. So we're working on communication right now, IT, budget, payroll, worked feverishly up until really the last day to try to get that done. So, but yeah, so that's, you can expect to see those payments on your last January check. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you very much to everybody who worked very hard. I know how quickly that happened last semester, so we really appreciate everyone in HR and IT who helped assist with getting all of those details together and lined out so that those could hit those January payments.
That's exciting. Maybe it's post-holiday, yeah, so.
Great way to start. We did another thing that's happened since here. We talked briefly at our last meeting. Senator Foster has moved on and is no longer employed at WKU, and so her position on Senate is open. We also had another resignation. Senator Garotsky is also going to pursue opportunities outside of WKU, and so she let me know that yesterday when the meeting reminder went out. And so we have a couple of vacancies there. One of those we would like to fill from the other individual who ran in our special election after we still had some vacancies from our May election last year. And so James Daniels was the other candidate in that special election. So I'll be reaching out to James and seeing if he is still interested in serving on Senate. And so hopefully he will be able to join us for our February meeting. Also, Dr. Martha Sales reached out to me about nominating a member for the Joint Advisory Committee that will work as a liaison between WKU and Med Center Health with the new partnership that was announced at the board meeting in December. And so that is something we will work to find an individual to serve on that committee. I've not determined that yet, but maybe talking with some people. If you happen to be interested in serving on that committee and representing staff Senate, please do let me know. Follow up either after this or during our workshop meeting here in a few minutes. That is it.
Yeah.
All right, next we'll move on to the staff regent report. Regent Brinkley.
Thanks. We had recognition ceremonies in early December, and I believe it was the most regents that we ever had attend all ceremonies, at least in the time that I've been there. All regents that attended the first one attended all of them. I was pleased with the enthusiasm and participation of the regents that were there. Everyone was engaged. We had good time in the holding areas in between the ceremonies to communicate, have good conversation with the president and other members of the administration that filtered through. So it was a good, everybody left that day feeling really good about the student accomplishments and what was going on. So I'm very excited about that. We had a board meeting and everything that was on the agenda passed. There were several items, as I noted in the last meeting, that were not presented in the October committee meeting that ended up on finance and budget. We were given time with Susan and the individuals in her office to meet about that. Shane and I had some very specific questions that were answered in advance of the meeting, so we didn't need to have a discussion there. There were some clarifications on the Med Center contract that we wanted, and we received all of those. Everything else was in line, and certainly with the late addition of the one-time employee payment, we wanted to make sure that we had, I don't mind saying this here, we wanted to make sure we had the votes. So we told everybody in advance, and we were really confident that was going to pass with no issues. In terms of student affairs and executive, there were a couple of employment contracts that were amended. These were not new contracts, they were just additions or amendments to existing contracts. There wasn't anything outside of the realm of confusion on that. We weren't necessarily, we're trying to figure out a different, I will say this, the staff and faculty region are trying to figure out a more comprehensive way the president's evaluation is presented to the board. A summary document on the fair is not necessarily representative of the comments from all board members. So we want to discuss that with Chair Bale for future consideration. The future meeting dates are in line. We have committee meetings on January 20th of this month. As soon as the agenda is out, I'll share it and you all can find it publicly. I'm sure there will be some exciting things on it. I don't know of anything yet, but we'll get that notice. Other than that, everything seems to be going status quo. I have no present concerns, but if anybody needs anything, you know, reach out anytime.
Thank you. And before we move on to old business, I should have mentioned also in my report too, I want to make sure that I also thank Andrea and her team for doing the groundwork of getting that, once it was approved, getting the logistics worked out for that one-time payment. But I think we also need to say thank you and appreciation to President Caboni for going to the board and taking that BEC recommendation forward. Thank you, Susan, and thank you to Bud as well for supporting that and making sure that that BEC recommendation, the heart of that was really taken to the board and they approved that. So there are thanks definitely deserved there as well. So with that, we'll move on to old business. There was none on our agenda. Is anyone aware of old business? Next, we will move on to new business. Is there any new business that needs to be brought before the Senate? Next is the period for public comment. If there is anyone here that would like to make a public comment, this is the time to do that, whether a senator or a guest. So,
Benny to go
Sure.
through that ideas.
yeah.
I can project, but I'll do this here as well. All right, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to take an opportunity to plug the upcoming WKU Professional Development Day. We have partnered, the Department of Human Resources has partnered with the Academic Affairs Division, Strategy, Operations, and Finance, and then the ESE Division as well, to really re-envision the former Student Success Summit. So some of you may be familiar with that or have even attended that event in the past, and it's being redone. And it's kind of a two-part thing now. I'm not too familiar. I think there's an event tomorrow. It's Thursday. My days are a little off. New Year. But there is an event tomorrow that's more for the administration side of the enrollment and student experience group. But then on Thursday the 12th, that is open to the entire university. And we have curated some content that we think really might be beneficial to everybody, regardless of your position, as far as training, development, things that are maybe helpful not only to your job and your role within the university, but also as it relates to yourself as a human being being employed at WKU. So there's retirement sessions if you find yourself a member of KPRS or KPRS. We have some sessions for you. There's also things to work on soft skills. Public speaking is one. We also have DISC assessments, which I personally love. If you are familiar with Michaela Daniel, who is one of our HR specialists, she will be facilitating the DISC assessments, and there'll be more communication on how to sign up for that session. But we really have a variety that we have worked hard, presented by both WKU employees and outside people as well. We'll have a keynote speaker. So we're really excited about what this is. So I really encourage you and your peers to sign up for this day. If you're a supervisor, we really encourage you to encourage your own teams to attend this day as well. We will be collecting feedback after these events to better really improve what the day can be. We've had a lot of feedback about getting more professional development, both on the job processes, purchasing, procurement. There's just a plethora of different things that we frequently get requests about training on. And this kind of at least one time a year, we can get all of our resources together, pull those and present those to our workforce is something that we're really excited about. So I just wanted to take an opportunity. Thank you all for letting me plug that this morning. If you have questions, please let me know. Again, CITL is working very hard on this. In addition to academic affairs as well, we've got a committee that's working on content for the state and logistics as well. Again, January 12th, I believe it's from 10 to 2. There will be some lunch, so we're working on the logistics now, and we'll be sending out more communication as well. There is a website also dedicated to this. Maybe you can just Google it. But HR will be sending out communication most likely tomorrow afternoon about this. So just keep an eye out for that, and we'll have all those details in there.
When is the last day to sign up for it?
You can still sign up. We'd encourage get everybody signed up just prior to winter break, but we're still accepting signups, which can be done on that website just to get a head count. But we've got around I think it's a little over 250 people that have signed up for that day. So we're really excited. Okay. Well, again, Adrian, Cheryl, feel free to reach out to me or anybody on our team if you have questions about the day. Otherwise, we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? All right, next we'll move on to announcements and notable events. At the bottom of our agenda, you'll notice that our staff and executive committee meeting, the next one will be held next week, January 10th on Zoom. And our next staff senate meeting is February 1st here in this room again at 10 a.m. Our guest speaker that day is going to be Ina Demir, our Title IX officer. And so we'll be working to get a brief kind of open-ended question survey out for anyone who would like to submit questions ahead of her coming and presenting and telling us about her role as Title IX coordinator here at WKU. Are there any other announcements for SAS? All right, hearing none, we will go ahead and adjourn our normal meeting, monthly meeting here, and then we will move on for those who are on staff senate. If you will remain, we will move on as planned and go into that working session.